All right, welcome back. So today I am, as promised, doing a tutorial on shipbuilding. So I figured we could go and get a new ship and just go through the process of building and claiming a ship. Now, the first thing you're going to want to do when you get to the ship is you're going to want to come. They all have a chest up here in the back. They don't all have the same design. They're all a little bit different, but they all have a chest here in the back. And in this chest, you're going to find a few pieces of wooden pipe, the cockpit, and then blueprints for a wooden balloon and wooden engine recipe. Now, I'm going to leave these here because I already know the recipes and I don't need the pipe for anything. Because, as you can see, this ship is pretty well set up already. Now, the way each of these pieces work, well, we got to put down, before you can interact with the ship's core, you have to put down a cockpit. Now, I already have my spawn point set to the cockpit of that ship, which you can see by pulling out your compass. You see how there's a little boat right there and it says 17 meters? That cockpit is 17 meters away from me, and if I fast travel, I will fast travel back to that cockpit. If I interact with this cockpit, I'll move it over here, and I won't be able to get back over there. Which is why, and I've accidentally done that before, which is why I do this on my ship. This is just a little thing I recommend. You see how I have stairs here down at water level, and I can just hop right back in without fast traveling? Whether it's on the sides or on the Corvette, I put it in the back here. Now on this one, this is a new ship that I got. It's got a different layout than the Corvette. As you can see, there is a solid wall of ancient metal right here, and you need a drill to get through it, and I don't have a drill, so I had to put them on the sides. But there's actually advantages to having it on either side, because when you go to land your ship on an island, you don't have to worry about, oh, well, I have it on the starboard side, so I got to turn my ship around so that I can land with the starboard side facing the island so I can get in and out. If you have it on both sides, it doesn't matter which side of your ship is facing the island. You can just land whichever way you want. So, we've got our cockpit in place. Let's take a look at the star core. Now, there are 3 properties here that you can upgrade. You can upgrade the speed. You can see the max speed right now is 900. It goes up by 150 per upgrade, and you can only upgrade the speed 3 times. Now, this is in the demo, so this might change in the full release, but I'm just going over the stuff that's in the demo. And in the demo, you can only upgrade speed 3 times. So you can get it up to, what is that, 1350. Same thing with altitude. Altitude can upgrade only 3 times. So you can get it up to, what is that, 1250 plus 12, so it'll be 1262. However, the world map's limit is at about 1,000 blocks. It's actually around 960 or 970, somewhere around there. So you really don't need to upgrade it the full 3 times. You can just do it twice. You don't need the 3rd final upgrade on this because you can't use it anyway. And then, of course, there is the size upgrade. Now, the size upgrade, I think it's 5. The final size is 71 by 71 by 71. Like, you're going to have a lot of room to build with. This is 71 by 71 by 71 is a very large build. All right, now we got that out of the way. And like I said, you can't, as you guys saw, you can't access the island core before you put down the cockpit. You have to put down the cockpit to access the island core. Now, what else do we have here? Now, what the island core does is it sets limits. Your max limit is 900 blocks. Your max height is 512 blocks. However, the ship itself has a max height of 12, and it has a speed limit of 0. To go faster than that, you need to add these guys, these fans. So this increases maximum height by 250 blocks, and you'll notice that the height goes up in 250 block increments. So remember I said that the max altitude was 1,000? You couldn't go past that? Well, it's like 950. So that means you don't ever need more than 4 balloons to reach that. 1 balloon will get you up to, you always have 12 blocks up you can go, as long as you've got at least 1 balloon. And then the island weight here, this is how many blocks are in your ship. So this ship has 622 blocks in it. if you saw the Flying Dutchman ship, the video, I have, I think it's 4,000 blocks, 4,500 something. It's a massive. It's a truly massive ship. So now let's talk about the engines. Each one of these engines can power 4 devices. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That's one engine. Each balloon and each engine count as a device. So these power generators one power generator can power everything on that side of the ship. But then if you come over here, we have another balloon here, and then we'll place this one here, and we'll place this there. So now we have 3 devices on this side of the ship, so we'll need a second engine to power these, and we have room to place one more fan, or one more engine if we want to. So with 2 engines on this ship, we could power up to 4 devices. Now, you need to have all these devices connected by these wooden pipes, and they do connect through each other. So you see this is connected to this balloon, which is connected to the power supply. And you can tell because it's lighting up. You see this yellow neon trim that it's got? That means it is connected to one of these power sources. And if, say for example, watch this. I remove one of these. See how everything went dark? It's because nothing's receiving power anymore. Now, one thing I recommend that you do is place your engines down here where you can reach them near the cockpit. Because these things, if you turn them on, here, I'll show you. You have to put fuel in them. So like, for example, anything made of wood, sticks, planks, or logs, these things can all be burned as fuel. Whether you go with 1 log, 3 planks, or you know, an equivalent pile of sticks, that would be 12 sticks? Yeah. So if you go 12 sticks, 3 planks, or 1 log, you get the same amount of time no matter what. But because you can only fit 200 items in here, whether it's logs, planks, or sticks, you get the most time by burning logs. All right, so 2 logs, that gives me 6 minutes. So you see how this one is dark, and this one is all lit up. That means it's producing power. And you see how these 2 balloons are lit, but this one's not? Because you have 1, 2, 3, and 4 devices. You see how this fan is not spinning? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, no, this one's not lit up. Yeah, so you see how this one's inflated, but this one's not. That's right. That is correct, because the way it works is the machine will power the 4 closest devices that are not already powered. So if I turn this one on, that's enough so that now everything's turned on. Now, there are 2 kinds of wooden pipes. There are these standard wooden pipes, and then there's these wooden pipes down here. These wooden pipes are not actually necessary. You can remove them and just have this engine power this side and this engine power this side. The reason we have this here, because the island core and the cockpit do not need to be connected to the power system. Now, the other detail, if you recall, I used a whole ton of these pipes, and I used a whole bunch of these on the Flying Dutchman. If you take parts from one ship, you absolutely can put them on any other ship you want. There is no exceptions. You can take the helm from this ship and go over and put it on that ship. It'll work just fine. They're 100% interchangeable. Now, there's one other little detail here that I want to point out. You don't have to go and just scavenge for these pipes. You absolutely can craft them, but you need ancient scrap metal, which you can find around in derelict ships, or there's actually a piece of ancient scrap metal on this ship right now, and it's right there. You can break this, and it will give you 2 scrap metal, which is enough. Oh, let me go over to the crafting table. I guess you can't do it yourself. There are certain recipes that you cannot craft without a table. We'll go over to where's the crafting? Here we go. So, it gives you 2 pieces. So you need to find 2 ships to give you scrap metal to have enough. And then, of course, you need forest planks, but those are super, super common. That's not hard to get. And then for 4 pieces of scrap metal, you can get 3 pipes. So if you have a large build that you want to do a lot of pipe work, you can build these pipes. There might be a recipe, but I've never found it. So I can't craft the ones that are enclosed in boxes inside. I'm talking about these right here. The ones that are inside of blocks that are embedded in the ground. I don't know how to craft those. So I've never found the recipe. So those you will have to scavenge. But these regular pipes, if you're cool with using those, you can craft them. Okay, so next we're going to talk about flying the ship. But before I do that, I wanted to go over these 3 components right here. So this is a rotor, this is a balloon attachment, and this is a wooden wheel. Now these 3 components are the 3 specific components you need to construct a motor, a balloon, and a cockpit. And there are crafting recipes that are findable for all of these things. In fact, the recipe for the motor and the recipe for the balloons is on the ship when you find it. The recipe for the cockpit, you'd have to check other ships. I have found recipes for the cockpit, but it was not as common. But I think the reason they put these in here, even though every ship comes with all of these pieces already, is as like a backup in case you lose your cockpit or something happens. You can just make a new one. If these parts you're probably never going to use them. But it's good to know that they exist and you can use them just in case. Now, next, we're going to talk about driving the ship. Now, I have previously mentioned that I served in the U.S. Navy. I did not tell you guys exactly what I did. My rating was what's called a bosun's mate. Bosun's mates have 3 jobs. We paint the ship, we stand watch, and we drive. That's right, I was a helmsman. Now, I've reset my my spawn point here. I just did that to show you guys. You see now it says 3 meters and it's over here instead of over there. If I fast travel, watch. I moved my fast travel point here, but that's okay because I got my little hatch over there. So, the bar on the left of the wheel there, that you see that pink bar going up and down, that is your speed. This is full reverse. This is all ahead. Right? And this is now another thing I've noticed is that when you're going full speed, it's a little bit harder to turn, but you can turn on a dime when you're going slow. In fact, you know what? For the rest of this video, let's go over to the other ship because that one is fully upgraded. And it'll give me an opportunity to show you guys one other little detail. So I want to switch back my fast travel point back to that ship. So the first step there is breaking the helm of this ship. And you see I did it in 1 click. It's easy. So we're just going to go ahead and put this back in here. Now, if I get out my compass, you see it's not back over there yet. Instead, where is it? It's going to be super far away. Oh, and you notice I now have no ship claimed. That's why these white beams are here, to let you know where all the ships in the area, because you can see there's one over there, and of course, my ship over there. You can see several beams of light. This is, if you want to go around and farm ships, this is a good way to do it. Just break your helm, but be careful. If I fast travel right now, I'm going back to the starter island, because I don't have a fast travel point set on this ship or on that one. See how the beams are still out? This ship has not been claimed yet. Look. See, there's no little boat symbol. Just because I touched the cockpit does not mean that my fast travel point has been changed. To change it, I have to break the cockpit here, put this down to claim the ship, and then you see it says interact to set spawn point. There. See all the white beams above all the other ships disappeared? And if I get out my compass, my ship balloon is back. You have to do that every time. If you claim another ship and then interact with the cockpit, to get your old ship back, you have to break the cockpit place it again, and then use it. You have to do all three of those things. If you don't, you have not reset your cockpit. But you'll notice an easy way to tell is if you look around, like I think that's the starter island over there, so we're not too far away. All the white beams are gone. An easy way to tell if you have a ship or not is if there's a bunch of other ships with white beams above them. If there are, then your ship is not claimed. And you'll fast travel back to base or back to spawn if you do the fast travel thing. So, you have 3 speeds at which you can go up. And one thing I've noticed, and it happened to me in a video, you guys can go back and check the, I think it was, see, look at this. I turn much faster and tighter at slower speed. If I kick it up, you're going to see I just slowed down. Once you have the momentum going, you can kick the speed back up, and you should be okay. And see how the ship, it banks and it tilts. And it feels very much like a watercraft. I don't want to go too high, so we're going to go back down. I want to stay near the water. So while you are driving the ship, you have 2 different perspectives, and I really like that they did this. You can have this wide angle shot, so you can like take cool pictures, and if you want to take a picture and you want to get all this data, all these like buttons and stuff off the screen, press L. Watch, all gone. Now you can take a cool picture, and you won't have all this extra information in the way. Now you'll notice at the top there is a, I guess you would call it a compass. We're currently facing west. The ship is facing south. That's east. And north is behind us. So apparently the sun sets in the north. Yeah, so you have this cool wide angle shot with the... and then, of course, you can press Q to go back to first person view, but you're still driving. So you see here, this number right here, that 44, 45, 46, that is our speed. And this dial under our altitude, we're going up. This dial indicates whether we're going up or down. So watch what happens. See how I went all the way down and now it's at 0? And now watch this. Now we're going down. This dial goes all the way around. This is going up and this is going down. The detail here is amazing. And then, of course, here we have, are we going fast forward? And you can see the red bar ticking up as we reach top speed. We're now at top speed, that's why it's flashing. And then we can go down here and slow down. And you see how it slowly ticks down? And then we go down to here, and now we're moving forward at 0. And now we're going reverse. So you can completely, and you can see the wheel turn. And you see how it's got this red, this little red, I guess it's like a rag or a towel or something wrapped around the top with that metal handle at the top. This, where it's at right now, this is called, the ship, it doesn't have a rudder, but this is what we call rudder midships, where you're going straight forward, right? And now we're going left hard and right hard. And the cool thing, now there's one more thing I want to show you here, right? Okay, check this out. I just walked away from the helm, but you see, it still shows that we're descending. So you can walk away, and whatever you set this to, here, we're at 30, we're at an altitude of 30 blocks. We're going to go forward full speed, just so you guys can see. We're not ascending, but we are moving forward. And you see how the water's moving past us? Even though you're not at the cockpit, the last settings you put in, you see how the lights are still flashing and the handlebar is still up? They're locked in. Now, here's another cool thing, right? I got my set. Now watch this. If I jump off the ship, See how it stopped? It won't come back down, but it will stop. Your ship will not move without you standing on it. And when you come back to the helm, it's like it detected you weren't here, and then it just reset everything. All right. I prefer this angle. I like the display better. Let's go all ahead. Now, there's one more thing. Let's say you're, oh, there's an island over there. I need a dead stop. See how that handle went down? And it's coming to a complete stop? Z is the brakes. We're going all ahead. Saw something over there I want to go to. Oh, wait, I changed my mind. And this little handle right here comes down. That means that you've activated the brakes, which shuts everything down. It stops the ship dead right where it's at. All right, now, in addition to all of these different cool devices, there are two devices that you have at your disposal for navigation and travel. And I've already used them in this video a couple times, but I want to focus on them especially because they have a lot of cool features of their own. So, first, we're going to talk about the compass. Now, the compass, as you can see, it always points to the cockpit of your ship. You see how it always points to the cockpit? If I stand over here, it points at it. If I stand over here, it points at it. That way, you always know where your ship is, because your compass will tell you. Now, obviously, you also know if you hold down the right button, it'll do this and teleport you back to the cockpit of your ship. But a lot of people don't realize this because they don't look down on the right there. You see where it says switch compass mode? If you click the left mouse button, look at that. It turns blue and a little antenna pops out because this is a radar. Watch this. Now, we're not close enough to anything to see it, but if you were to do this on, say, for example, an island where there were like a skeleton settlement or something, I don't know, like a skeleton base or a skeleton fort. Every one of those forts will have remember on the other ship, there was like a plaque back here, and I said that was ancient scrap. That plaque was actually the steamer symbol. And so one of the things that would light up would be that plaque. Let me see if there's another ship that I can go to. Not that one. That's the one we were just at. Let's go to this one. This one should still have a plaque on it, because I haven't removed any from any of the ships in this world, except for that one that we were just on. I'm going to get real close, because I don't know how close you have to be. You see that barrier over there, that red grid? That is the build limit. That's the wall of the map. That's like the map edge. You can't go past it. You can see past it. There's stuff over there, but you're not getting to it. Now watch what happens when I activate this. See if it works. See that? How it says 61 meters? That's because there's one of these symbols. Let me go over here and show it to you. See this right here? That is what that map marker was pointing to. Not this, not anything else in the ship. This symbol specifically. See, this is the steamer emblem. So we can break this off, and now, actually, let's just go ahead and fast travel back. It's faster. If we switch over to radar mode, Can we scan? See, it's gone. This is an easy way for you to clear an island. If you first arrive on an island and you've got 5 map markers on the island, that means you've got 5 different points of interest to visit. And once you've cleared one out, you go over and find the emblem for that fort or base or whatever you found, and you break it. And that way, now you'll only have 4. And then after you break the next one, you'll have 3. And once you've cleared the island and there's no map markers left, you know you've cleared everything on the island and you can move on. It is beautiful in its simplicity. And I like how it gets a little antenna popping out. Now, there's another device here that I want to go over. You press R, and that gives you your radial menu. Now, you only have 2 things on here for the demo, but I suspect there's going to be other devices added on here. But for now, we just got the compass and the spyglass. Now, this is your standard telescope. But, oh, you see that? Now, you'll notice if I put the crosshairs directly on that island, nothing happens. But if I go down or below it a little bit, and this is so that you as the player can actually see what it's indicating. You see how at the bottom of the circle it says unexplored island? And then at the top on that little green display, there's a number. That number is how far away it is. Now, here, check this out. You can add a little map marker to it. So now, without the glasses in the way, you can see, oh, it's that little thing over there. Because it looks different. And you'll notice here on the left, you see this 3, 2, and 1? You can zoom in, and these are the levels of zoom. And finally, this little light on the right here, this little gem-looking thing with what appears to be a castle gate directly above it. If that lights up while you're looking at an island, it's indicating that that island has a dungeon on it. But these 2 devices, the spyglass and the compass, they are invaluable, and I'm glad that they put it in here. So yeah, that is the ins and outs of how to build and operate and work a ship. If you guys have any questions, or if you think I missed anything or got anything wrong, feel free to start a conversation in the comment section down below. And in the meantime, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for checking out my channel, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.